Hi, everybody. My name is Erlene, and this is my very first entry in, I don't know what the hell you call these things, a vlog, a video diary. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know what the kids are calling them these days. I'm in my closet, obviously. As these go along, they might get more sophisticated, they might not. It might be just me crying in my closet. uh, It is February 3rd, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer today. I had a biopsy done a couple weeks ago, and I've had weird boobs forever. I had my first biopsy when I was like 15 or 16. My boobs like to grow things. They've all been negative. They've been, they told me they were tumors and that they would never go away. And so feel where they are so I don't freak out about it during a self-exam again. They all went away. They've all disappeared. I had another biopsy when I was in my early 20s. Also, it's a tumor. It'll never go away. Remember where it is. It also went away. A couple years ago, I had more stuff in them, and they were doing mammograms every 3 months, every 6 months. And they said, oh, they're not growing, so we're good. And they went away. So, I don't know. I got great titties. They're really good, but they grow stuff. And they've been a pain in my butt, literally. They hurt really bad for a long time. And for those of you who don't know, I train horses, so sports bras and strapping them down, kind of important. And I never knew if it was because I wore compression bras or what, that they just hurt all the time. So I went to a doctor. I went to a lot of doctors, and every time I'd go, I'd tell them, and they were like, whatever. Nobody ever seemed bothered or cared that they hurt. I don't know, maybe they didn't believe me about the amount of pain. But whatever. So I told that doctor, she was fantastic. She was in Georgia. She was in Canton, Georgia. And she said, well, take vitamin E. So I started taking vitamin E, and the pain went away. And it was huge. It was life-changing, because they just didn't, I mean, they wake me up at night. Like, they just hurt all the time. In a bra, out of a bra, it didn't matter. They just hurt. And, yeah, so that helped. So it was good. And that was about the time where they told me everything stopped growing, so it's fine. I don't have to go to mammograms every 6 months. Cool. I did a mammogram after I moved from Georgia, and everything, I think, was normal. I don't remember anything being said that I needed to do anything. And then we moved. We were in Scottsdale for a while, and now we're in Texas. And my boobs started hurting, and my shoulder. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I pulled something. Maybe I train horses. I mean, I get my arm yanked all the time by some silly horse doing some silly something. And I thought, well, maybe it just got yanked or something. And then time went on, and I realized it wasn't a muscle. My muscles weren't hurting. There was no pinching feeling. It was just my boob was hurting again, and my shoulder. And I've had bursitis in my shoulder before. And that's probably what my shoulder is. I have no idea. I got a call today that said I had breast cancer. So I don't know anything. I have no answers to anything. And my shoulder could very well be bursitis because I've had it before. I've had it in my elbows. It's a thing. But my boobs started hurting. So I went for a mammogram and they found a calcification, which was new. Haven't grown one of those yet. And the doctor wanted to do a biopsy, which I didn't want to do. And I asked him about it and I talked to him about it because I asked him if, doing a biopsy opens a track. So if there is cancer, you've now opened it to spread. And I know that that's a popular thing that people say. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. So I don't know. It makes sense, but I have no idea if there's any truth to it. So I asked him about it. I told him I was concerned about it. And he said, well, we can just watch it. And in 6 months, if it's grown or changed, we can address it then. And I said, address it how? And he said, a biopsy. And I said, well, I guess if we're going to poke a bear, might as well poke it when it's sleeping and not when it starts to wake up. So we decided to do the biopsy. I talked to my husband. We decided, to hell with it, let's just poke it. And because I've had biopsies in the past, I really wasn't worried about it. They said it'd be back in 5 to 7 days. Came and passed. I called it about 10 days. They didn't know. I called a few days later. They didn't know. And then I got a phone call this morning when I was in the barn getting a horse ready to work. And he said the reason it took so long was because they tested it and they found cancer cells. And because of the type of cancer, they needed to do more testing. And so they did that. And it is, oh gosh, let me see if I remember. Invasive carcinoma, both ductal and lobular, grade 1. So all of the research I've done, it's great. It's treatable. Of course, you can go down the rabbit hole of it can come back and it can blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, it looks like it's treatable through possibly medication. Although, honestly, I love my lady lumps, but they have been a pain in the butt for a long time. And I would just as soon get them chopped off and strap some fake ones up there or none. I'm fine with that too. Riding horses without boobs would be great. So I don't know. And again, I'm not a doctor and I've never been down this road. My dad's mom died right around my age from breast cancer. I never met her. My grandfather died from glioblastoma, brain cancer. My mom also had that. She is still alive. She's in memory care. She had brain surgery and chemo and radiation. So I'm not unfamiliar with cancer. I'm just not super familiar with breast cancer. And one of my very good friends, who I used to work with in Georgia, who was also in her 40s, died of breast cancer. I'm not afraid of dying. I guess that's kind of twofold. I'm not afraid of dying in general. But I'm also not afraid of dying because I don't think this is going to kill me. I really don't. I just don't know the path. I know there's options, and then we need to do a lot more testing, and we need to figure out what's going on and figure out that path. Whether it's radiation, a lumpectomy, a mastectomy, I don't know. The thing that's made me the most emotional, other than the initial phone call, is I have a sister, and I have 2 incredible women in my life that are like my sisters. And I called all 3 of them this afternoon. And they're very different, My sister, God love her, she's intense. Um, and my Sophie and my Kelly, couldn't ask for two better human beings to be in my life, and I don't know what I've done in my life to deserve such incredible women. But I've got them. And after talking to them and laughing and having great conversations and feeling better, each one of them sent me a text message a few hours later. And in different words, they all said the same thing. I love you. I'm here for you always, and we will get through this. And that's I was diagnosed with breast cancer today, and I'm the luckiest woman in the world. Talk about an emotional fucking roller coaster. You guys will hear a lot about my husband, Dave. He's also my best friend. He's so stoic. He's scared to death. But he knows. He knows I've got Kelly and Sophie and my sister. He knows I have a tribe. It's been a day, guys. And I'm sorry, I am an ugly crier. I don't know if I'll ever make these public or not, but I think it's funny. There's a lot of people making videos and posting them online on how to be prettier, how to wear clothes better, how to do your makeup better, how to do your hair better. And in this journey, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna be ugly crying through most of it. It's been a hell of a day. Day one of being diagnosed with breast cancer. Let's see where it goes.